How much practice do you think it takes to get yourself into such a frame of mind? Is it skills that your students could pick up?
I think it could. I think a lot of people could learn this. I mean, whether they would all want to do this is another matter. And to what extent they learn it and develop it, that's a good question. I mean, but it's possible that anybody could do it. Yeah. We're looking forward to getting on with things. I mean, I could walk out of here right now, but I think it's just wise to let it rest for a little bit. I've also got myself into a relaxed state of mind. I feel like enjoying the rest.
Oh.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Pretty amazing, huh?
That was so cool. We were talking during the clip, and we were like, "Oh, I'm really impressed with my dentistry skills." Like when I go to the dentist, and you're like on Mount Mitch, and I'm Mount Rushmore, and doing my thing, and this guy's like
having a conversation with the doctors while they're cutting him open, right? And doing like major surgery. Wow, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, so we work a lot with pain control with people, not just surgeries, but also, knee pain, back pain, things that have already been checked out by their doctor, things that there's nothing that they need to do, meaning there's no surgeries that they need. They don't need to fix it in a medical way. Doctors generally just say, well, here's some pain pills, you have pain, live with it kind of thing sometimes,
right,
because the
nothing
doctors
else we can do about it.
Right, the doctors don't have the tools, and so then people come to hypnotherapists so that they can learn these types of techniques that Dr. John Butler was using for himself to get rid of knee pain or lower back pain or elbow, whatever it is for them, migraines like we talked about.
Yeah, I loved it that he even talked about, like, after the surgery, how most people, when they come out of anesthesia, have a lot of pain after the surgery, and he relaxed himself, and I thought that was so great that he gave himself suggestions that even after he came out of surgery, that it still stayed anesthetized during the healing process. I know I've talked to a lot of clients that we've done that after surgery, and it's pretty amazing. Even the doctors are amazed how I know I've done some sessions with people who've had back surgery, and we give suggestions for CDs that we make for surgery that the blood is moving away from the area. And I know the doctors have said, wow, we've done this amazing 2-hour surgery and there was no bleeding. And even the doctors are surprised. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And those CDs, those are surgery CDs, like preparation for surgery and during surgery that people actually listen to. They are under general anesthesia when that's happening. So they're not doing what we just showed, but they listen to recordings about all of the positive things that are happening for their body, because it's been found that even while under general anesthesia, the subconscious mind is still recording, and that people who have been regressed back to their surgeries can recall things that the doctor said and did during their surgeries, even under general anesthesia. So giving your subconscious mind positive suggestions about your body healing itself, even during surgery, is a really great use of hypnotherapy. In fact, some insurance companies are even sending out hypnotherapy CDs to their clients, so people who are on their insurance who are going to go out and have surgery, because they found that people who listen to hypnosis CDs during surgery get out of the hospital an average of 3 days faster.
That's what I've heard, 3 to 5 days faster.
And that saves insurance companies a lot of money.
Which is why they're starting to jump on board with hypnosis for all different kinds of issues now. It's insurance companies, it's all driven by dollars. So, saving a lot of money for insurance companies and using hypnotherapy is great it's a win-win situation for everybody, don't you think?
I think so. I think it's fantastic that as we expand our consciousness in this country, that the more corporate entities are starting to look at all of the adjunctive therapies, massage and acupuncture and hypnotherapy and aromatherapy, and saying, hey, you know what? There really is this whole collective person, not just the body as a machine, but the mind, body, spirit. And when we take care of all of those aspects, guess what? Costs go down. So, hey, we're going to jump on board. So thanks, guys. Let's just keep getting the good, positive information out there in all of those modalities. So that we can continue to have more of a holistic approach to all of our healthcare and mental healthcare needs. So.
And everybody will get what they need.
Yes.
And you know, one thing I also thought was really interesting, he talked about how, they asked him at the end about, do people have to practice this forever to get to this place? And, if John Butler can do it, anybody can do it, really. It is practice. It's accumulative. So if you do practice self-hypnosis, you can definitely, the more you practice, the better you get. But there are some people also, we know from school, that are natural somnambulists that could actually get to that place where he was just during his surgery, like almost instantly, first time they ever practiced hypnosis. So, yeah, just start trying it, start practicing, get really good at it. If nothing else, you'll notice the benefit of how you feel and how relaxed your body gets. And if that's your intention to do some surgery, then it just takes some practice.
That's true. A couple of months ago, it made all the news rounds on BBC and some other news outlets that a British woman underwent knee surgery while in hypnosis. So no general anesthesia. And she was I believe she's 67 years old. And this was her second surgery because she was allergic to general anesthesia. And it was a big deal all through the news that this woman had done this. And she was just kind of like, your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill lady. She was not a hypnotherapist. And she said, well, yeah, I just tell myself that this is how it's going to be. And hers is definitely out of necessity, just as Dr. John Butler said his father had some complications with general anesthesia, so he didn't want to go for it. So it's definitely learnable. We all have the same hardware, meaning we all have the same meat or brain portion. The differences between each of us are basically the software or what we put into it, the thoughts that we give ourselves.
And the chat we're telling ourselves also while it's happening. I know that if you're telling yourself you're getting anesthetized and you're believing it, you are. If you're thinking, am I really? Is it really working? Well, guess what? That's going to be your experience. So I would say that's where the practice would come in, is to really be absolutely confident that it's really going to work. So get enough practice where you're good enough, where it's really where you believe it, and so that you can use it.
Yes.
And be effective.
Definitely. And that's kind of a good lead-in, talking about the software and the belief there, into what our show is actually about today. We kind of took the first few minutes to finish up what we were talking about the last show, but today's show is about neurolinguistic programming, which is a cousin to hypnotherapy, and actually in our practices, and many hypnotherapists throughout the world use both simultaneously. The clip that we showed last week with Paul McKenna on in the Ellen DeGeneres show, he was definitely using both NLP and hypnotherapy at the same time.
Even the clip that we showed with the weight loss, I think his name was Michael Casey, I believe.
Yes, Olga Stevko was the hypnotherapist.
Exactly, and she used the NLP, she used the anchoring, which Patrick will talk a little bit about today. She used the anchoring of agile and young.
Yes.
So, yeah, a lot of hypnotherapists do combine the two modalities, and they work really well together, don't you think?
I think so. I definitely do. Mitch spent a really great time with Patrick Singleton, master NLP practitioner, up in Santa Fe, doing a great interview and also a demo of some of the things. So I'm going to cue that up if you want to talk a little bit about that.
All right, yeah. Yeah, Patrick is, and I think I talk a little bit about this during the interview, he's an NLP practitioner, but he's also a master NLP practitioner, which means he teaches classes on NLP. He has a great 2-week class that he teaches over at the Academy. And, yeah, we've both taken his class, and it's just fascinating. It's really fascinating information. And I know a lot of people go out in interviews. People have heard about building rapport and different things we can do to really, really have better communications. So we talk a lot about all of that stuff during the interview. Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Okay.
Here we go.
Enjoy.